Hello and welcome back to PlumeriaPlays, or welcome if you're new here. Today in The Sims 4, we are going to be rebuilding our house for the 100 Baby Challenge. In our current house, we currently have a child, a toddler, and 2 infants, but this house was a tiny home and we just outgrew it so quickly, so it was time for an upgrade. For whatever reason, it wouldn't let me put the crystal tree in my household inventory, so I had to delete everything by hand. If you're wondering why I did that, that's not normally how I would bulldoze a lot. I guess it's bugged, or I'm not exactly sure what the problem is there, but it had to stay on the lot, and my crystal tree is a nice quality, or no, it's an excellent quality now, so I didn't want to get rid of it. Anyways, we are working on getting the floor plan together now, and to be honest, I struggled so much with the exterior, so you will see me go back and forth a lot. It doesn't change too much from this space, but it was very difficult to get the roofing and the floor plan to both work simultaneously. And I feel like I should go ahead and address a couple of things about this house and house plan. It is not exactly a normal house plan. You could definitely convert it into a family home if you want to, but you can see now that I'm making a public restroom, and this house is not so much built for aesthetic, but it's built for functionality for the challenge. Now, that's not to say that I didn't try to make it look cute, but we did some weird things like put a public restroom and then have just a massive kids space all together. It's like kind of a parent's wing and a kid's wing, which is just not really the way that you build a family home. But like I said, this is less of a family home and more of a 100 baby challenge house. So you can see now that I decided to put the kids' bathroom over by the kids' wing of the house. And then that extra room where the bathroom used to be is going to turn into our infants' room. And I don't know if I mentioned this yet, but we are working off of a budget. It's our household funds that we had available to us because this is a no cheat challenge. So I think it ends up being like $32,000, maybe just a little bit over, but that's because that's the funds that our household had available. As you can see, I've kind of laid out the general floor plan, and for the most part, that is how the floor plan is going to stay. But I got a little overconfident, and I just thought this was coming together so easy, and then I came and I had to roof it, which is where our layout problems really begin to take place. I'm admittedly not a very good roofer in The Sims. I used to love The Sims 3 when they had the auto roof function, so I never really learned how to roof. And I was trying to copy the picture, but where I went wrong is I didn't copy the layout exactly as it turns out. And so it just did not come together like I hoped it would come together. It does in the end. It comes out really great in the end, but it was a process. I think in the end, the outside actually looks like a really realistic house, like something that you might actually see out in the world and not just in The Sims. So I was pretty proud of that. I feel like I followed the exterior well on the picture that I showed earlier, but I just went totally rogue on the interior. And like I said, that was more for the challenge's sake. I did leave in the full footage of me doing the roofing and the floor plan, so let me know if you like to see the struggle or if you'd rather kind of get down to the finished product quicker. I've personally always liked watching the full process, but let me know how you feel about it in the comments below. I feel like the aesthetic of the house is really coming together at this point, and it's really kind of a modern farmhouse vibe. I use a lot of horse ranch on the exterior, and I actually think that works really well here in San Sequoia. I do think the exterior ends up a little too black and white, which I love in real life. I think it's very realistic and pretty, but it doesn't always translate into pretty and realistic in The Sims. I do end up adding a good bit of wood tones on the front porch, which I think helps a lot, but let me know if you like black and white houses in The Sims or if you think you need color on the exteriors. It's just if I was gonna build a house in real life, I feel like I would build a house almost just like this on the outside. But I think the exterior and the floor plan is really starting to come together at this point. You can see those wood tones that I'm adding, and then I also decided to add a trim around the entire outside. And I thought that helped a lot with how flat it was looking, just to have like a black base around the entire outside. I'm sure you can tell, but I'm building this house very far over to the left because in my head, I was gonna have like a big side yard, but the budget ended up not fitting it in for that. And at this point, we're just kind of adding in final touches. The inspiration picture had these lights on the very top, and I thought that was cute. And then I'm just checking how it looked in the gallery photo, and it did not look good to the left, but we are back in the inside now and working on how that floor plan is going to be laid out and getting all of our essentials back into the house. If you didn't know, items depreciate in The Sims, so if you're doing a budget build with your family, always put all your essentials back in your household inventory instead of deleting everything and having to rebuy those, because you'll end up spending more money in the long haul. So my sim is doing the crystal crafting for her money making because they can't have jobs outside of the house. So I had put her station in our inventory. I had moved our plants into our inventory. And then I moved things like our fridge and stove and especially expensive items. Now, you can rebuy a bed. It's not going to hurt you too much. But anything that's really expensive, always put it in your inventory. Now, I personally put everything in my inventory that I knew I would want to use again or even thought I might want to use again, just so I didn't have to spend any more money on it. I'm sure you can even see in the infant room, there's one of the cribs that has the mobile, however you say that, on top, and the other two don't. So the one with that is the one that I already owned and put on there. And then the other two are ones that I had to buy because we are expanding our house for functionality. Also, I'm sure you can see in the kitchen, I have this like weird display case. And the reason for that is toddlers can grab food out of that without having to pull it out of the fridge personally. So that is for function of the challenge. So is that circle table right next to it. That is a banquet table and you can have your sim serve meals off of there so they don't actually have to cook. I did decide to still put in a kitchen. I might delete it after a while. I'm going to see how I feel about it. But you can just serve food off of that table and you never ever have to cook. Which if you've ever played the 100 baby challenge, you know that's a game changer. Anything that you could have your mom sim not have to do, it makes the challenge so much easier, especially with the infants update now. You'll also see that I opted to not put in a living room. I did that mostly because we don't have much money and there wasn't a whole lot of space. And really functionally, it doesn't work that well for the 100 baby challenge. My kids are never watching TV. They are always skill building. And my mom sim is always crafting crystals or doing something to make us money. She luckily got the pop up to like crystal creating. So she has fun when she does that. So there's no point in us having a TV in this household. I feel like there were several questionable decisions made as far as house aesthetic goes that were all kind of for the sake of the challenge. So if you notice any of those, I am sorry. But if you're playing this challenge, I think this house would work really, really well for you. I feel like I should also go ahead and address the fact that there's going to be a shocking lack of decorations like wall art and things like that. It just wasn't in the budget. And I thought it was better to prioritize what my family actually needed to get through this challenge over just the house looking pretty. Plus, I feel like this house will be able to grow into really well. So I'll be able to kind of make a lot of updates to it along the way and have it look a lot better as it goes. And it'll still be functional for us the whole way through. I do think even without all the decorations, the kids' room ends up coming out really nice. You'll notice I just kind of go for a neutral, bright aesthetic. Our kids kind of age up and things so quickly. None of them really have personalities. Like, it's just get them out as quick as possible in this challenge. But for Ashton, who is our mom sim in this challenge, I did want her to have a nice space. It's nothing too crazy in here. There's not a whole lot of decorations yet, but I plan to upgrade her space as soon as we have the funds to do so. Other things I want to add for our mom sim are more woohoo spots. So right now all we have is our bed in here, but I'm thinking when we have more funds, like it would be fun to add in like a hot tub or even get like a dumpster, maybe a little woohoo bush outside somewhere. So let me know y'all's favorite places to have your sims woohoo and I will try to add them into this house. Also, if you've ever played the 100 baby challenge before and you have any tips or tricks, please let me know. I have watched a lot of YouTube videos, so I'm not completely unknowledgeable about it, but this is my first time playing it. So I don't know all the tips and tricks and details and things that make just life easier with the 100 baby challenge. So I would love to hear any suggestions that you guys have. But we are back outside doing the landscaping. I'm finally moving the house over after realizing that I'm just not going to have the funds to have a side yard like I had hoped to. And we are just kind of changing some little final details, updating the infant's room to make it look a little more fun. And then on the outside, we are doing very basic landscaping because I am not cheating even for landscaping out here. So we are just kind of doing lawn bushes on the edges. And when we have more money, we will do a more intricate landscaping. But for now, I'm not even using the debug landscaping stuff. I just want to try to make it as not cheat as possible. Now, I do cheat in The Sims plenty, don't get me wrong. It's just for this particular challenge, I'm really trying to go through without cheating it. So it has been kind of a challenge for me to not cheat. Like, I'm not cheating for money or anything like that, but we are just kind of adding some trees out here. And it is, I think, winter in my gameplay right now, which is why they're dead, but I am going to take you and show you the lot after we're finished with it. But that being said, we are adding in final touches now. I had gone through and painted all of the house just like kind of beige earlier, so we knew we had money for paint, and forgot to add tile back in. And then I decided I would rather just have a plain tub in here because she can use the communal showers, and then we need a tub to give our toddlers a bath. But also, I realized recently I did not put down toddler potties, so I'm so sorry. If you want to download this house, you will have to put some toddler potties, but there's plenty of open space to do so. I feel a little embarrassed that I forgot that because I think that's one of the more important things in this challenge. So oops, I'm so sorry, but we are adding final touches now and are about to be finished up with this build entirely. But I'm going to hop in now and show you the house in the summertime. So here it is with all the trees grown. I think it turned out really good from the outside. I actually love the landscaping when the yellow flowers are popping through. And this is the version on the gallery. But heading inside, we have our mom space over here in this corner. And she's got that nice ensuite bathroom right here. And then this is our infant's room. We kind of went for a bit of a frog theme, which I think is actually really fun. And then here is our main space. I did add down an easel. Nobody in our household paints yet, but I'm thinking maybe I can get my teens to start painting. And then that display case is from Get to Work, and the buffet table is from Get Together, and that's just to make functionality easier. And then over here is our kids' room and kids' bathroom, which is just kind of like a university bathroom almost. We added in this little computer, and then it's just kind of a bunk bed with toddler beds underneath situation. We might need more beds, but that's going to be enough for now. And here's that communal bathroom I was talking about. It's just good for functionality, and those are showers from the university pack, so your Sims don't get embarrassed if they use them while other Sims are in there. But that is our entire 100 baby house done. Like I said, I think it's 32,000 simoleons, maybe just a little bit more, but I am going to go ahead and put that up on the gallery for you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Let me know your 100 baby challenge tips. I would love to hear them, and I will see you next time. Bye!